everybody and welcome to the subtlecook.com YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a reviewing of Presto 06300 Dehydro. This product is for domestic use only. Commercial dehydrator machine dehydrates fruits, vegetables, herbs, and spices. Make strips and rolls of fruit. 4 drying trays are included. Extends up to 8 plates to increase drying capacity. Drying trays for compact storage. Fruit bread sheets, additional trays, non-stick sieves, seasoning kits for dried meats sold separately. To reduce the risk of electric shock, it has a polarized plug which is designed to fit into a polarized outlet. If the plug does not fit entirely in the socket, reverse it. If the problem persists, contact a qualified electrician. Do not try to edit the plug in any way. Extension cords can be used if used with care. If an extension cord is used, the indicated electrical rating must be at least equal to that of the appliance. The extension cord should be placed so that it does not lean against the counter or table, where children can pull it or tripping over it inadvertently. Only connect the power cord to a 120V AC outlet. Before your first use, familiarizes yourself with the food dehydrator and reads and follow the instructions carefully. Upon receiving, your food dehydrator will be in the storage position. Remove the desiccant trays and the base cover and clean them. This one of the best available food dehydrators. Large. General dehydrating information. Safety precaution: wash hands thoroughly before preparing food for dehydrating. Likewise, thoroughly clean all utensils, cutting boards, and counters that will be used for cooking food. Wash foods before making them for drying. It is one of the best Excalibur dehydrators you can work with. Avoid overripe or immature fruits and vegetables. Remove any parts of the food that are bruised or blemished. For even drying, cut food into uniform sizes, shapes, and thicknesses. Use a Presto salad shooter slicer/shredder, food processor, or mandolin to aid in cutting uniform slices. Slightly overripe fruits are acceptable for making fruit rolls. Raised ribs should be facing down. For dehydrating, stack trays onto the base as shown. Base platform center hub/center hub screen. Additional plates sold separately. Drying times are highly variable depending on the type and amount of food, thickness, evenness of food pieces, humidity, air temperature, personal preference, and even the age of the plant at the time of harvesting. That is why throughout the book, you will notice there is a range of average drying times. In some cases, you may find you may need to, or prefer to, dry your foods for shorter or longer periods than those listed. For best results, begin checking your menu at the beginning of the range listed in the instructions. You should then gauge how often you should recheck the food based on how the drying is progressing. With some foods, such as herbs, that may mean every 10 minutes, and with other foods, such as fruits, that may mean every 1 to 2 hours. Dehydration prevents microbial growth. However, chemical reactions caused by enzymes in fruits and vegetables can occur unless the product is pre-treated before drying. Pre-treatment will avoid or minimize undesirable color and texture changes during drying and storage. See specific sections for recommended pre-treatment. Place foods in a single layer on the trays. Do not allow food to touch or overlap. When drying strong-smelling foods, such as onions and garlic, be aware that there will be a strong odor during the drying process. That odor may linger after drying has been completed. Individual pieces of food may not be all dry at the same time. Foods that are appropriately dried should be removed before those that still require additional drying. Always check all of the trays for foods that are adequately dried. Allow dried pieces to cool and then place in a covered container. Allow for continuous drying. Do not unplug dehydrator in the middle of the drying cycle and resume drying at a later time, as this may result in poor quality and unsafe food. Packaging and storage. Dried foods need to be packaged appropriately to prevent reabsorption of moisture and microbial deterioration. Pack foods in clean, dry, airtight containers. Glass jars or freezer containers with tight-fitting lids are suitable for storage. Resealable plastic freezer bags are also acceptable. Store packaged dried food in a dry, cool location away from light, Higher temperatures and exposure to light will shorten the storage time and result in loss of quality and nutrients. Most dried fruit, when properly packaged and stored, will be good for 1 year at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, or 6 months at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Fruit leather/rolls should keep for up to 1 month at room temperature. Package vegetables and fruits in separate storage containers to avoid flavor transfer. Drying jerky. Homemade jerky is a flavorful dried meat product that is especially popular with outdoor sports enthusiasts because it is light and easy to transport. Whenever you are handling meat, necessary food safety precautions need to be observed. Raw meat and its juice should be kept away from other foods. After washing, sanitize with a solution of 1 tablespoon chlorine bleach per gallon of water. Allow the surface to air dry. Marinate meat under refrigeration. Discard marinade after the meat is removed. Keep raw meat and dried beef jerky dehydrator time separate. Slice fruit uniformly and in pieces about a 1/4 inch thick. Fruits that are left wholes, such as blueberries, cranberries, and grapes, should be dipped in boiling water for 30 to 60 seconds and then plunged in ice water to crack the skin. This procedure will reduce the drying time. Pre-treatment. Many fruits will darken quickly once they are peeled and cut and will continue to darken even after the fruit is dried. It is due to the exposure of the natural enzymes in some fruits to air. There are several pre-treatment options to prevent this discoloration. Pre-treatment is not necessary but is recommended in order to avoid discoloration. Some people may detect a slight flavor change with pre-treated Presto Blinds jerky spice, and the jerky gun is sold separately.